Today's lesson is on division patterns. Divide. Use multiplication to check your answer. This is what we're going to do. First is a quick review of long division. So, how many times does 8 go into 9? 1 time. So you have 8 times 1 is 8. Nine minus 8 is 1. We're going to bring down the 6. How many times does 8 go into 16? Well, 8 times 1 is 8, and 8 times 2, that's the same as adding 8 2 times, would be 16. So 16 is the answer. 16 minus 16 is 0. There is no remainder, so the answer is 12. You stop when you get to 0. Number 2, 4 times 2 goes into 8 because 4 times 3 is 12. 12 is more than 8, and we're dividing 8 divided by 4 here. So you can't, you never want to, when I say how many times does 4 go into 8, it would not be 3 times. It would only be 2 times because 3 would be more than 8, which we don't want. So 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. And actually, you don't really need to put a 0 here. If the answer is 0, then I'm just going to bring my 4 down because we don't want a 0 in front of 4 because that's not really a number. We're just not going to put anything there. So we brought our 4 down. How many times does 4 go into 4? 1 time. 4 times 1 is 4. So 4 minus 4 is 0. There is no remainder. 6 or 75 divided by 6. 6 goes into 7 1 time. So 7 minus 6 is 1. This is kind of hard for me to do this one. For some reason, it's not allowing me to write below here. So, yeah. So I'm going to have to do it up here. Six goes into 7 1 time. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down the 5 in the 1's place. So you have 15. How many times does 6 go into 15? Well, 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 is more than 15, so it can't be 6 times 3. So the next number would be, so 6 times 2 is 12. So that is the closest we can get to 15. 15 to minus 12 is 3. 3 is less than 6. 3 can't be divided by 6. So, because it's less. So our answer is going to be 12 with a remainder of 3. This is an R. 62 divided by 4. 4 goes into 6. Well, let me write it up here. 62 is our dividend, And we would read this sentence, 62 divided by 4. 4 goes into 6 one time. 4 is the divisor. 6 minus 4 is 2. And then we're going to bring this 2 down. So we have 22. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. And 4 times 4 is 20. So 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. 24 is too many times. So we can get as close to 22 as possible with 4 times 5 is 20. 2 minus 0 is 2. And then we never put a 0 in front. So 2 minus 2 is 0. But our answer is going to be what's on top of our division. And that's 15. What's on top of the division symbol is the answer, or the quotient. 15 with a remainder of 2. Please take notes if you do not know how to do this. Take notes and then maybe try doing the same problem without looking how to do it later and see if your answer matches mine. Okay, now moving on to lesson 4 on division patterns. You can either answer these questions in your book or you can fill out the Google Slides. So a monarch butterfly can fly 240 miles in 3 days. Suppose it flies the same distance each day. How many miles can it fly each day? So this is going to be a strategy that you can use. Since 240 is a multiple of 10, use the basic fact and continue the pattern. So the basic fact, if we would cover up the 0, is 24 divided by 3. Now, if we were to add the 0, it would be 24 tens divided by 3 equals 8 tens. 24 hundreds divided by 3 equals 8 hundredths. So here you added 1 0, and then here you added 2 zeros. That one is a little bit harder for me to explain. So I'm going to go to this next one because this is the strategy I really wanted to explain. A cow eats 900 pounds of hay over a period of 30 days. How many pounds of hay would the cow eat each day at this rate? Let H represent the number of pounds of hay. Use the fact family of 3, 3, and 9 to help represent the problem. 3 times 3 equals 9. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So that's the basic fact. Now we're just adding zeros. So we're just adding a 0 to 3, making it 30. 30 times 3 equals 90. And then if we were to add a 0 to the second number, it would be 30 times 30, and you would count the zeros, right? Oh, sorry. And when you're dividing, then it's the exact same process. First, we're using the same we're just using the same three numbers. So you see 3 times 3 equals 9. Well, to divide, the related fact for division would be 9 is the dividend. You take the greatest number and then you divide by one of the divisor, one of these two factors over here. So 3. They just picked 3 equals 3. So 30 times 3 is the same as 90 divided by 30. Remember, you take the greatest number, so that's the answer to the product of a multiplication problem. And you start with that for a division problem. So 90, then divided by 30 equals 3. We're using the same three numbers. Same thing here. 30 times 30 equals 900. 900 is the greatest number. We're going to start with 900 for division. 900 divided by 30 equals 30. We're using the same three numbers. So this next problem, it says you can cross out the same number of zeros in the dividend. That's the greatest number. That's always our starting point in a division problem, the dividend. You can cross out the same number of zeros in the dividend and the divisor to make the division easier. So if I were to cross out a 0 in the number 900, I would also have to cross a 0 out in the divisor. So it'd make it 90 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Then just adding this 0 would make it 30. So it's asking, what do you do to figure out 900 divided by 30? Well, you would figure this out by first crossing the zeros out. So we're gonna cross out 1 0 in the dividend, and so we're gonna cross, because we crossed out 1 here, we also have to cross out 1 in the divisor. So you have 90. We have no more zeros in the divisor, so we cannot cross out any more zeros. So you have 90 divided by 3. And that equals 30. Oops. So I had a typo here. Sorry, that's why I was a little confused. So our answer to this problem, we figured this out by the method of crossing the zeros off, and we came up with the number, because 9 divided by 3 is 3, and then there's a 0, so we're just adding a 0. There's 1 0. So this answer should be 30. I made a error there. Let me erase that real quick here. Since H is 30, the cow eats 30 pounds each day. Find 500 divided by 5. So we know 5 divided by 5 is 1. So you see that. That's the basic fact. Now we're going to go ahead here and put a 0 here. So it's 50. We're adding 1 0 to 5. And so it becomes 50 divided by 5. We know the basic fact is 1, and we added a 0, so we're going to put a 0 in our answer. Now we're going to add 2 zeros, so it becomes 500. Oops. 500 divided by 5. The basic fact is 5 divided by 5 equals 1, and we added 2 zeros, so we're going to put 2 zeros onto our answer. So 500 divided by 5 equals 100. 100. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to cross off, or I'm sorry, not for this one. Our basic fact is 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And because there's 2 zeros, it's going to be 400. The answer is going to be 400. We had to add 2 zeros. 9 divided by 3 is 3. That's the basic fact. And then we add the 2 zeros. 150 divided by 5 is 15 divided by 5, which is 3. And then there is 1 0. So 150 divided by 5 is 30. So I want you to do 5, 6, and 7. Okay, for number 8, let's look at number 8. 180 divided by 6. So the strategy is to cross out 1 0 in the divisor, or I'm sorry, the dividend, and then 1 in the divisor. The same amount. So you have 18 divided by 6, and that answer is 3. And that is our answer. Same here, we cross out 1 0 in the dividend and 1 in the divisor. So we have 24 divided by 3 is 8. And I will put a multiplication table here for you to look at if you don't know how to, if you do not know how to, if you don't know your basic facts. 420 divided by 70 would be, you're taking crossing one of the zeros off in the dividend and in the divisor. So 42 divided by 7 is 6. Mentally find each unknown. It's the same strategy. You cross off 1 in the dividend. And you can cross off the same amount in the divisor. You're going to have 1 left over here, though. but you're going to do your basic fact first, which is 18 divided by 3 is 6, and then there's 1 0 left over. So the answer is going to be 6, and then add the 0, which is 60. We're going to cross off one number in 1 0 in the dividend, 1 in the divisor. 1, you have another 0 that you can cross off, and another, it has to be the same amount in both the dividend and the divisor. So you have 1 left over because there's not another 0 over here. So I'm sorry, so you have 20 divided by, sorry, I apologize, my kids are being crazy. So you have 1 0 left over here. So you have 20 divided by 4. So you have 20 divided by 4, which would be 5. So 5 is the answer. Cross off the same amount of zeros in both the dividend and divisor. So you have just your basic fact, 24 divided by 3 is 8. $130 divided by 10. So you have 13 divided by 1, which would be 13. So what was the price of one ticket? It's $13. The fastest team in a wheelbarrow race traveled 100 meters in about 20 seconds on average. How many meters did the team travel each second? So you do the same here, but you have a 0 left over. So you have a 1 and a 0, so that makes 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. How many meters? It would be 5 meters. So answer the homework problems, and I will see you later.